So a shout out to everyone at the Canberra Innovation Network and Stuart in particular and the other coaches. What I'm doing here is I'm going to show you how you would set up a website for your basic marketing when it comes to marketing yourself in Canberra and potentially wider. Canberra needs a specific type of website because you've got a very highly educated population here in Canberra. So let's have a look at a website that you'd all be familiar with. It's this one. Look, I'll be real with you, there's lots and lots about this website that is good, but it's not perfect. The things that are good about this and that you can learn from when you do your own website, your own marketing, is that the photos are real and the sentences are short, they make sense. There's really good headings everywhere you go, and it feels clean. It feels nice to look through. You don't feel stressed out not knowing where to look. They've got a lot of generic stuff, but you know that's the nature of a committee put this together. Basically, if a committee put this together, you're going to have that generic stuff. What they could really improve on is explain why I should sign up for that weekly newsletter, because that would be a good way for them to be able to reach a lot of people. Explain why I want to register now. The other thing is you've cluttered the menu up with that when people really just want to see this stuff. So that stuff there should be down a bit further. Okay, but the bottom line is this is helpful. Also, book intro meeting. It's basically that's going to be their contact page, I assume. Let's have a quick look. Okay, that's basically the contact button. Okay, it's sort of a bit off-putting in that it's sudden. I feel like I've just met them and they're asking me to marry them, but you know they're there for one reason, and that's to book that intro meeting. Okay, so there's a lot you can learn from this website. The other thing you can learn from this is a very clean menu, very simple. Okay, so people get there, they know where to go, and they know what to do. That is how you want to build your website. Now, what works in Canberra won't work in other places. Let me show you why. If I go back to this one, you've got here a picture of a lady there with a sort of like a coat on over her shoulders. Now, that would be weird if you had that in Cairns, but in Canberra that works. You could actually take that photo to an even better level. If someone had, say, a MacPack jumper, what are those two brands that Canberrans always wear? It's MacPack and I forget the other one. Because there's only only one way to stay warm in Canberra, and that's with those sort of jumpers. So having some more stuff that's more local would help, because this doesn't. I know these photos are real, but these photos could be hard to demonstrate that they're actually local. Okay, so you can learn from that. Now I want to show you what done well looks like and done poorly looks like with your marketing, particularly in the form of a website, because your website is your foundation. And the thing is that what used to work 6 months ago doesn't work now, and what's working now won't work in a year. I can guarantee it, because AI is changing how we do information gathering, and AI is meaning that I no longer go searching through Google for things. I just ask ChatGPT and it tells me, which means the quality of our websites and the quality of our marketing needs to go to a higher level than it's ever been. Okay, let's have a look at what done well looks like. So this here is a website I've done for a local Canberra company. They do NDIS work, and this is I'm showing you this to you so you can see what not generic looks like. Okay, there's so much generic when it comes to websites, but this is not generic because you've got photos here that have real people. Okay, these are real people. Like this is not fake, it's not staged. You've got the actual staff there, which is exactly what you need to build trust. Okay, and you've also on this website got a very clear path. Someone's going to come to home, they probably will skip your about page because they don't care. If mental health is a thing that they're needing help with, they'll click on that. Otherwise, they'll go straight to whatever the service is that they want. So let's assume that they want supported independent living, which in NDIS world means somewhere to stay. You've got a very clear page. They're real photos. That's what we're after. Again, real. You've also got very short sentences, okay, and a lot of frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions are a way of getting the facts across to people without boring them to tears. Okay, that's really important. But again, coming back to it, you got your clear path, you got your home, you got mental health, you've got whatever service it is that they've come for, and then you've got your get in touch page or your contact us page. And big pro tip in Canberra is we are sick in Canberra. We are sick of being treated with professional looking stuff that's impersonal. So the way we win that in Canberra is we give something very personal. So this is personal. You've got Eve, who you've already met on the website earlier. I'm sure in a couple of spots you'll see her. You've got a contact us page that has reassurance, the support you've been looking for. Yep, you've got your reassurance. You've got a promise, I will get back to you, and a time frame. Without that time frame, the promise counts for nothing. And then you've got a very simple contact form. Name, phone, email, how can we support you? Don't write message here, write how can we support you. Okay, you want the minimum number of fields possible there, because if someone's on their mobile, they are not going to be filling out 10 fields. Okay, that's done well. Now let me show you what not done so well looks like. Okay, not done so well would be, say, this is not what I'd recommend for a website. This website here, they've got a clear path, they've got a clear contact button, but then all the photos are straight from, a photo website. Someone's paid a $40 a month subscription to get all these photos, and I've seen that same photo on other NDIS websites, and that photo doesn't even look Australian. There's something that doesn't feel Australian about it, and it's just like there's something about this business that doesn't convey trust. Okay, it conveys, we've got a professional front, but it doesn't convey trust. And they're amazing people, but their website's not conveying what they need. Also, even on their get in touch page, you need a photo of someone within the business. Again, not a generic photo. That's a photo that is, again, from one of those paid websites. And then I look at their forms here. They haven't asked for a phone number. And you might think, no, it's good, I don't want to ask for a phone number. No, you need to ask for a phone number, because if these guys go to get back to you when you submit this form, there's probably a 1 in 3 chance that the email they send is going to go to your spam, because it's coming from an unknown email address. So you definitely need phone number as well there. Okay, that would be a way to change that. I'll show you another thing for Canberra websites you want to avoid. And this is a website that I've made for someone who specifically wanted to look professional, but in looking professional, they've actually looked impersonal. Now, it's very hard for an accounting or bookkeeping business to look personal, and we've attempted to create personal by having some photos of the owner on there, but the reality is that this feels templated. Okay, it serves his purpose, it does what he needs, it creates credibility for him in his industry, which is a very dry industry, accounting. But it's hard to bring it to life. And what would bring this to life would be real photos of his actual workplace, real people that he works with. Let's have a quick look at his contact form. Okay, we did our best to make this feel personal, but the reality is, at the end of the day, it's accounting. Okay, it's hard to feel personal. You want to avoid that. I'll show you another website that would be helpful for you to look at. This is another local business, Olivio Tourist Park. Now, there's so much that's right about this business, but then there's a few things that I would suggest are missing. So what's great about this business, one of Canberra's biggest tourist places, is real photos. It's real. It feels real. Okay, but what I wish was on this website that would make it so different would be no more photos of steak and dinner and coffee. Where's the people? Because it feels like they've created an empty shell. Hi, come to our party that no one comes to, because they just don't have enough people in it. Things to explore in Canberra. Okay, there you go. We've got people. That's the only spot I've seen on this website that has people. And then that thing that says book online, that's really their contact us button. They could probably refine that. It feels confusing. Where do I go here? She's obviously a real person, or at least I would assume she is, and they've got a very simple contact form. They've done that well. Okay. Do they need the map? Yes, they do, because they're a tourist park. Do you and I need the map for our businesses? Probably not. Okay. And one more thing I'll show you is this business here. This is another business that does NDIS services in Canberra. Again, this is a very small company compared to a lot of others. This is a generic photo, but it's a sort of silly generic photo. It's sort of like joyful at a level that's a bit crazy, so it passes, it works. Okay, and then you're speaking to people in plain English. That was not written by ChatGPT. That was not written by some AI. And this here, it's like, again, you're just talking to people in a way that feels natural and normal. And you can contrast that with, say, something that feels a bit less natural, a bit more staged. Your well-being is our priority. Like, what does that even mean in reality? It's very hard to view that as tangible. Okay, or this one here. We are a reputable disability support services provider in the Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales. Is there something wrong with my reading, or is that just not how people talk? Okay, if I went and had a coffee with you and you said to me, we are a reputable disability support services provider in the Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales, I'd be like, this is a short coffee. I can live without finishing this coffee. This person is a bit crazy. And so here you've got an example of someone writing a website but not in plain English. Okay, so coming back to this, plain English. Life is for living. Let's have fun together. I love it. Okay, there's something about that that's good, and you've got they're real people. Okay, so looking through this sort of website, again, this is a local website. We can learn from this. This is another local website. We can learn from this. And These guys have a lot more scale than these guys. And what it sort of shows, because when you look through accommodation services, you can see there's a lot more to their website than there is with these guys. But either way, these guys look warm, these guys look warm, and then you have other sites that haven't aimed at the warmth, and that's a bit trickier. Then again, find me a warm tax accountant. I don't know. They might exist. I don't know. So long story short, it's like if you are in Stuart's coaching group or any of the coaching groups at Canberra Innovation Centre, and you're looking to actually go, right, I want to do good quality marketing, step one is make sure you have a rock solid website that conveys warmth and realness, and then step two would be search engine optimize that well. Not hard, just choose someone who knows what they're doing, they can do that. And then everyone goes to Google ads and Facebook ads for their next step of marketing. Think outside the box. When you're starting out and you're looking for your first 50 clients, Google ads and Facebook ads are a good place to learn, but they're not necessarily the best place to get people. I do Google ads, I do Facebook ads, but I can tell you that often it's the network of other business owners who have a shared interest in what you're doing, who can be worth a lot more than Google ads and Facebook ads, because Google ads and Facebook ads are bringing people to you who do not know you from a bar of soap. Compare that to someone who's part of a bigger network who can say, oh, I recommend Stuart. He's a great coach and I've known him for 6 years and I think you should talk to him. Okay, that's a very different conversation and it leads to a very different result. Hope this is helpful for you. Big shout out to everyone who's doing their best at Canberra Innovation Network. Big shout out to the coaches. And if you need a hand with any of your marketing, get in touch with me, Michael Clark, athletickoala.com.au.